Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. I see some already in the comments. I just need this to catch up with being live. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. So glad to see some friends in the comments. Hi, Roberta. Hello, hello. Hi, Judy. And hello, Kelly. Thanks for joining me for the first time today. I haven't been live in a really long time, so it's not like you've been missing anything. So I'm so glad to be here live once again. Hello, Brianne. Hello, friend. My wrench is here. All right. So, excuse me. Sorry about that. Roberta mentioned in the comments, it looks like sunflower pop up and watercolors today. Yes, that is the plan. That's what I'm going to play with today. Just going to give people a couple more seconds to get here, and then I'll go to my overhead camera and start playing with it. So, yeah, it's been a while, so I'm a little rusty. So be patient with me as I get back in the swing of doing this. There's Holly. Hello, Holly. Hi, Sherry as well. Holly is the one that requested the things that I'm working with today. So this live is for you, Holly. So I hope my captions are turned on correctly for you so that you can follow along. All right, everybody. I think we have enough here that I'm going to go ahead and switch to my overhead camera. Let's see here. My desk is kind of a mess because I have all this stuff sitting here. All right. Hello, Lori. Hello, hello. So this is what we're playing with today. I don't have the packaging for this one, so I went ahead and just printed out the picture of the packaging so you can see what we're going for today. This is the sunflower pop-up card dies. And Brianne, you don't have to link things today. If you know, it's fine if you don't, but thank you for linking the pop-up card dies on YouTube. I appreciate it. I put this live on Facebook as well. And I see Lori's here from Facebook. Maybe some others are as well. But the links that Brianne is sharing and a lot of the commenters today are actually on the Pink and Made YouTube channel rather than Facebook. So you guys are hearing me okay and everything. I just wanted to make sure that we're good to go. So I'm also curious. Oh, hi, Shelly. I recognize your name from the wholesale group. Nice to see you here. Shelly has Crafts and Scraps Studio in Pittsburgh, so it's nice to see her here. Yeah, if you have the dies on your desk, get them out and play along with me. That would be super fun. But what I'm going to do, just something a little different. You can just, you can cut out all these pieces and put it together with cardstock, and it's super quick and easy and a really fun thing to make. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with my water gems, sparkling watercolors as well. And I think I started to say this and then I didn't finish my thought. Is anyone who's watching going to be in my bonus day class at the Crop and Create Delivered, the SCT event in a couple weeks? Because I'm actually using these in that class as well. I'm going to show in that class different things you can do if you don't have the water gems, but I just want to show you how fun they are. And since Holly requested that we use them, I thought, sure, why not? Why not use them? All right, I do need to grab a couple things here. I didn't get some paper towel out. I'm going to use that while I'm watercoloring. And I need to figure out which paintbrush I want to use. Let's see here. Probably a biggish one. Sorry if you see me reaching. I don't know if you can see that or not. Nope, I guess not. I'm just getting into my bin of paintbrushes and grabbing one. That one might be too big. I may change my mind. And I also have some water here ready to go. Now, I don't know if some of you might have been here, I don't know, like last fall when I did the water gems and I accidentally spilled the purple water gems all over my hand. So I had a big purple hand and it was pretty funny. So I'm hoping we don't do that today. All right, so this die set, let me just kind of show you. I started die cutting the pieces so you wouldn't have to sit here waiting for me to die cut everything. Oh, yay, Karen's going to be at the bonus day class. So yay for that. All right, so basically this makes a little shadow box. It's hard to tell from this picture, but it's like a 3D shadow box that will squish down, for lack of a better word, fold flat to go into an A2 envelope. So this is all layers of things in this cute little sunflower vase that we're going to create. And so I just want to kind of walk through these dies to show you what we have. So this is the panel that kind of goes on the front. I'm going to poke out all the pieces while we talk about it, although I guess leaving it together might have made it a little easier to watercolor, but that's okay. And I die cut everything today out of the Distress watercolor paper. But since I am watercoloring, I do want to have a good watercolor paper or something a little heavier that can take the water. So Roberta's mentioning Paperganza. We got to meet in person back in July in Kansas City. We both were at the Paperganza event, which was the craft roulette in-person event, which was a lot of fun. And I taught some classes there, and Roberta was an attendee. So finally got to meet Roberta in person. That was a lot of fun. All right, so this is one of the layers that's going to go into our little shadow box. Let's see here. What else do I have? And this is another one. Sorry, I told you my desk is kind of a mess because I was just die cutting things, but you'll see how easy this is to come together once I get all these pieces out and everything. So how's everyone doing today? What do you guys think of this Monday time slot for lives? There's a lot of lives going on these days, and I was trying to pick a time that I haven't seen people go live a lot of, that often. I'm sure at some point there'll be overlaps, but that's fine. Oops, sorry, I just bumped my desk. I need to get out my pokey tool, make this a little easier. This is my pick up and place tool from Pink and Main. I love it. It has wax at one end and a little pokey tool at the other end. Judy said she loves this time slot. I know it's hard for people who work during the day unless you can kind of sneak away for a few minutes, but it is always available on replay as well. The YouTube version anyway. Facebook does, get rid of videos after a while now. You get all the scrap pieces off of here, so it's a little more clear what's going on. Holly and Roberta both say Monday's good as well. All right, so basically what this does, I have all these little pieces. Okay, so it has the base pieces. That's what I die cut these three things from. And then it has the little things to decorate. So you just layer things on top. It makes it really easy because you know exactly where to put the different flowers. You just layer the different things on top. And actually, let me show you. This is very similar to a die that we had earlier in the year. So let me get my sample of that one to show you. I made a few with this one. So you can see how it's a 3D box, basically. It makes a little shadow box. And you just layer all the flowers on top of the places where they go. And then it folds flat, really easily, folds flat to go in your envelope. So that's what we're going for with this. And it has the same kind of tabs on the side that you can put the different layers in, and it makes it really easy to come together. This one that we're doing today doesn't have like a big message on the front like this one did. Which, by the way, Brianne, I don't remember what this one's called, but if you search like 3D on the Pink and Main website, you would find it. All right, so that gives you a little idea of what we're trying to go for today. Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you here. And so there are a lot of little pieces. And again, if you were doing this from cardstock, you would just die cut it and be good to go, right? But since I wanted to do this watercoloring, it's going to take a little bit more time. The piece that I haven't cut yet is the backer, which I am thinking I want to cut from our fall gingham pattern paper. So I didn't do that one yet. I want to see how the colors all come together and then decide what color I want that backing piece. So that is why that one's not colored yet, if you're curious. Okay, so I'm just kind of brushing these dies out of the way, and hopefully I didn't lose any of my little flowers or anything during this whole crazy process. So the flower centers on the sunflower, you can layer them up, which is really cute. So you can have like, a circle on a circle on a circle, basically. That's why there's all these different pieces. And then that just goes in the centers of the sunflowers, just to kind of give you a roadmap of where we're going with all of this. So what shall I start with? Let's just start with the yellow and do these beautiful sunflowers. Okay. Hi, Joy. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, if I haven't said hello to you yet. All right, so the Water Gem Sparkling Watercolors is what I'm using today. These are a powdered watercolor, and I love them. They're so fun. Oh, is my camera going in and out of focus? Sorry if that's happening. Didn't used to do that. And I haven't gone live in so long that like everything's changed. Everything looks different. I'm like, oh no. But I actually want to change how I do my live. So that's one thing I want to tell you. So I want to keep doing this every week, and I want to start doing a different way of doing lives. Like I've been using StreamYard all these years, and I want to switch to Ecamm. This is more info than you probably need. But I just want to let you know that if you tune in on Mondays, it's going to be kind of a, how shall I say, a little learning process. Or, ooh, look at that. I had some blue in my brush. Oopsie. I don't know if you can see that, but there was a little light blue water that I just put on my sunflower. Let me make sure my brush is clean. Anyway, it's going to be, you're going to be along for the ride as I figure out my setup. I want to change my camera. I want to do a whole bunch of stuff. So hopefully it'll all work well. There's still some blue in there and I don't know why, but we're just going to ignore it. We're going to have a little blue with our yellow. Maybe that'll add a little bit of a shadow. All right, so this is a powder watercolor, and there's a few ways that you can use it. You could use it in a little palette, put some of the powder in there, and then add a little water, and then it would make like a liquid watercolor. What I do is I just paint it on, and I did wet my sunflower a little bit first. Don't even necessarily have to, but I'm going to try putting it on. I was thinking I want to go dark to light across this, but I probably would have loved it better if I had gone more dark in the center and light towards the edges, but that's okay. But see how I'm doing this? I put the powder on there and then I just took some more water to kind of water it down and spread it out. And I just love these powder, I love this stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. Another way you can do it, I don't see my spray bottle right here. I might have to go over and get it and show you another fun technique, but you can kind of tap the powder onto a panel and then spritz it with water, and that will make it kind of bloom out and do fun techniques in the background. So that's another fun thing you can do with these watercolors. But they're really easy to use. You just kind of, and I'm being messy because I have it here in my panel, so I don't have to worry about staying in the lines or anything else. I'm going to just pop it out when I'm done. But watercoloring on die cuts is one of my very favorite things to do. I think it's just a fun way to add color to your die cuts and just gives a different look than just using solid cardstock, which of course is also a fun way to do it. Joy, the watercolor powder is super fun, so I'm glad you're seeing it. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I might come in with some different colors once I get this first layer of color on here. I might come in with a little orange, which I think would be fun, or even just more of the yellow to build up your colors. That's one thing I like to do when I'm watercoloring is I start with, some. I start with some, and then I go in once it's dried and add more to see what I need. And by the way, on the first one, remember I wet it first. On this one, I didn't actually wet it first. I'm just putting it on with my paintbrush and then adding the water. So you can do it either way. But I do have my paintbrush just a little bit wet when I dip it in that powder to pick it up. Okay. So see how that's coming along. Is my lighting okay in here? I hope. I don't know. Another of the things that I want to fix. I am getting color down there, so I'm going to put my paper towel underneath there as well. It's one thing about this powder, if you do get it into different places, you might be finding it later. So you definitely want to clean up your desk when you're done with it, because if you have a little bit of that powder and you may not even know it's there, and then you wet your desk with something else, you'll be like, oh, there's color everywhere, and not realize it. So just a little word of warning, I guess. All right, I'm going to get out latte. I'm going to get out the orange. The latte is a really pretty brown, and then the orange is called citrine. Did I even say what the yellow was called? Sunny. That's perfect for sunflowers, that it's called sunny. Then I'll get out. And by the way, they have a little sparkle to them. I don't know if that's showing up at all on the camera, but it's not just with these. They're called Water Gems Sparkling Watercolors. So they do add a little bit of sparkle to your project. So I don't know if you can see that on there, but they're really pretty. I still have that blue in my paintbrush. I don't know. What did I do to get all that blue? Oh, well. I'm going to go in with a little orange in places just to darken it up a little. And I'm keeping in mind that my brown centers are going to go over a lot of this. So, that whole center area isn't even going to show when we're done with all this. So hopefully watching me paint isn't, as boring as watching paint dry. But you can see how, I don't know, I'm just kind of loosey-goosey when I'm doing watercoloring on die cuts. I don't worry about it too much. I just kind of go in with the color and add it. It's fun. That's where we're at now. See, I got that all over the place. That's going to add some orange where I probably don't want it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my brown centers done as well. And these I might want to kind of layer them up with different shades of brown so that you can really see the difference between them. And when I'm done with all this, I'm going to show you an example that I made a while back of, I made one of these sunflower pop-ups that's completely made from foil, and it's really pretty. So I'm going to, well, not completely, there's some cardstock and pattern paper too, but I wanted to show you how it looks all foiled as well. Look how pretty this is. This brown is kind of got a yellow undertone to it. So when you spread it out, it can be a lot of yellow or it can be a little bit of yellow, just depending on how much of the powder you add and how much water. Hello, little guy. I don't know if this sparkle that I'm seeing is going to show up on your end, but it's so pretty. So pretty. To think what I want to do to make these a little different from each other. There's a black. I might pull that one out as well. What types of paper are you using for the watercoloring? So I'm using distress watercolor paper. This is what I used. So I have the 8.5 by 11, so it was big enough to cut out my bigger panels because the distress watercolor paper also comes in kind of like card size panels, but I needed the full 8.5 by 11 sheets to be able to cut out these bigger panels with it. Okay, which I'm not even 100% sure I'll use that as water. Well, I already cut them out. I guess I will use them. But a lot of this is just where I'm going to put things. I don't even know if I need to. Now that I'm thinking this through, this probably didn't need to be the watercolor paper, but whatever. It's all good. Let's see. I'll pull out a little of this black. This one is called Dark Sky. We'll see. We'll see if I regret this. But the thing is, if I did regret it, this is just paper, right? I could always re-die cut it and do it over. It's not a big deal. Got to experiment sometimes on things, see what we think. I'm going to let those dry for a bit. I love them, Shelly. I really love them. I think they're so pretty and so fun. All right, I'm going to pull out my green and work on my green stems now and my leaves. I want to make them not be all one color. So let's see. I'm going to pull out, there's both a Caribbean and Sapphire, so 2 shades of blue. So I might want to mix a little of that in with my green to get different green colors as I paint these. And the green was called Emerald. So I'm kind of off the camera. And I meant to do one of these ahead of time, so you're not like, watching me try it for the first time, but didn't happen. So here we are, but we're all good, right? So did you guys do anything fun over the weekend? I was not feeling it all good yesterday, but thankfully I am today. Look at that green. Oh, I hope this is showing up for you guys because it's so green and pretty. And I love how in this green, you can see that there's like speckles of blue. And so, when you're doing the technique I mentioned where you can just kind of shake it all over your panel and then spritz it, you'll get this variation of color that is just so pretty. Yes, they are sparkly. I'm sorry that it's hard to see on screen. I wish the sparkle would show up a little better. But if you had them in person, you would see the pretty sparkle that they add. I think I'm going to just pull this one out of here because it's just There we go. And at the end, I'll hold it up again and see if maybe you can see it a little better. So the ends of these are going to have the, I'll just paint the whole thing. It's going to have the little flower piece over top of it. So, you know, that top part isn't going to show once I layer this all together. And again, if you didn't join right when I started and started talking about these, you can also dump a little bit of the powder, just, you know, a little goes a long way, but into a palette and then spritz it with water or add water to it. And then you could use that as a liquid watercolor and not keep dipping into the powder the way I'm doing it, but both ways work. I don't get blobs. No, I don't know. It doesn't like, I saw Laura asked, do you get blobs in the powder from putting your paintbrush in the powder? And I don't seem to, so it doesn't seem to be a problem. Let's see. Hi, Paula. Brianne said there were people at her house all weekend, so she's exhausted. Oh, the doodle bug is here. Hi. And she worked over the weekend. Go figure, because that's what small business owners do. They work all weekend long. The doodle bug is a great independent stamp store, craft store, scrapbook store in Jasper, Indiana. So if you're in that area, you should check them out because they're wonderful. I don't know if that's Hannah herself right here in the live or what, but she's fabulous. Yeah, I'll hold it at an angle to show the sparkle more at the end for sure. For sure. And again, we're working with the Water Gem Sparkling Watercolors if you've never seen them before. And I just love watercoloring. It's my favorite, especially on die cuts because it's so quick and easy and you can be messy and not worry about it. Hi, Hannah. All right, I'm going to do my leaves as well while I'm doing the green. And I really do want to make them a little darker. So maybe I'll try putting the sapphire, the dark blue in these just to make it a little different. And on these, actually, I am going to have to color the base plate as well, because you can see they have a, like, the vein is going to show from the base piece. So I do need to have green there as well. I'll just color the whole things just in case. Why not? It's just a little back and forth between the powder and the water. Okay. Going in with the sapphire. Let's see what this will do. Might be a little too blue. No, oh, I like that. It's kind of like a foresty green. These cool little leaves, which I guess there's supposed to be sunflower leaves here, not, I was thinking like tropical a little bit, but you know, they are supposed to be sunflowers. Whatever. I don't worry too much about the correct color of flowers or anything else. Might even have to make a purple sunflower at some point here. Yes, my brush is just kind of damp. It's not like super sopping wet. When I dump it in, I'm not trying to add water to it. I'm just trying to pick up a little bit on the tip of my brush. So yes, that's correct. Let's see. And by the way, okay, another thing about the sparkle on these, first of all, it's going to show more sparkle when it's dry. Ooh, I hope that die cuts out okay because I added so much water to it. It's kind of now weird. I probably should have taken that out. I don't know. Anyway, what was I going to say? I was going to say that the more water you add to it as you're painting it, you kind of dilute down. You can dilute down the water, the sparkle a little bit. So that is something to kind of keep in mind as you're doing it. If you want to have a lot of sparkle, you don't want it totally watered down because that waters down the sparkle as well. Okay. All right, I'm going to use a pink flamingo. I'm going to use pink on these cute little flower buds. Put it over here so I'm not dripping powder everywhere. Then we'll see where we're at with all this. Hello, Zoe. Zoe's been guest designing for Pink and Main during our releases, and she's so fabulous. Love everything she makes. It'll be fine when it dries. Yes. Yes, Judy. On camera, yeah. Just kind of sloshing this on. So what else did I do this weekend? We went out to dinner on Friday, which was fun. Went with the parents of my son's girlfriend, actually. So that was nice. My cousin said she was going to join. I don't know if she's here or not. Sarah, if you're here, say hi. I don't know. You may be busy working, which I wouldn't be surprised. But she commented on my on my Instagram post. I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. Rhododendron doesn't seem to want to open. There it goes. I wonder if I've used this one before. Not really sure. No, it looks like I haven't. I don't even know what color this one is. We're going to find out. That might be a little too dark. I may not want to introduce that into my flamingo. I was thinking maybe I did. Ooh, it's pretty. It's more of a real red. Flamingo is more of a hot pink. But they do kind of look pretty together. All right. Letting all this dry. Hi, Carol. Okay, let's see where we're at with all this. I may have to get out my my drying tool. That looks cool. You can, let me hold these up in a second, see if you can see that shimmer that I'm seeing here in person. Can you see that? Does it show the shimmer at all? I don't know. It really is pretty though in real life. And there's a ton of shimmer on these centers as well. You can see that shimmer, right? Ah, so pretty. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Our sunflowers, I think I like them as they are. Everything is very damp. I don't have my drying tool out, but I have my heat gun. I'm just going to use that. Speed this along a little. Sorry for the noise. Okay, and then I am still going to paint my base panels as well. And then we'll be able to just put this together. And again, just think if I weren't doing all this painting, these come together really quick and easy. I love this little sunflower pop-up. It's the cutest thing ever. All right, there those are. And these kind of layer on top of each other, the sunflowers do. So there's only 2 places for sunflowers on our final situation. By the way, this is opposite. We didn't realize until it was already on the packaging, but the way the sunflowers actually go on the finished one are kind of opposite of what that shows, which is kind of funny, but you'll see. And again, look at can you see that shimmer on the green? I just love shiny things. Okay, let me scoot this back a little. I'm gonna have to do a cleanup of this desk as well. Oh, these are also pretty. Yay. I have to think about how I want these pieces to be. I think we want to put some blue on our little, sorry, I'm off camera a little. Let me see if I can scoot this more. I think I want blue on my jar is what I was starting to say, but I got distracted. Okay, I'm going to do the Caribbean. I never know how to say it. Is it? I think I'd said this last time I used these on a live. Caribbean or Caribbean? Caribbean? I don't know. Don't know why that word is hard for me. What do you guys think? What should I do the front frame? What color should I make that? Should I just leave it white or should I add some color to it? Need a little more water on here. I want to be a little more careful down here because I don't want my paint to go kind of beyond where the jar is supposed to be. Black or brown frame. Yes, Judy said, either way you say it, it's a great place to go for vacay. Sounds like a good idea to me. Maybe I will do the black that Laura said black or dark brown. And since I already have the version of brown we have here on the sunflower centers, maybe I'll try the black all around the frame. I'll let my jar dry first and we'll decide that. This one has a lot of little splotchies, but I don't think I care. Don't care too much anyway. See that? All right. And this, I think I'm going to try to just, this will kind of show in the background. Like, let me find, where did I put those other little guys? Like the color along the border. See how you kind of see it down in there? And you'll see the little tabs sticking out as well. The tabs on this one, by the way, are much smaller. There's two, or this one just has one big one in the center. But maybe I'll just do them all in the black, grayish, blackish color. All right, let's see here. So I think the green will show. I'm not sure much else will show on this. The leaves, I mean. I think the leaves will show through because of that vein area that I mentioned. But I'm not sure you'll see much of the other stuff. I think it kind of gets covered. But I guess it's good to paint it just in case I don't line things up perfectly or who knows what. It's a little balance between how much water do I need versus the powder. But it's all very forgiving and I'm not super concerned about it. I just kind of grab it and put it on. And I love that since it has that little bit of variation in the color, like the blue specks I mentioned, you just naturally get a little color variation while you're painting with it without even having to do as much work as you would if it was just one solid color of watercolor. You know what I'm saying? So that makes it really fun, in my opinion. Okay. Get the blue out of there. Again, I don't know. I don't think I need to add this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think it'll all be covered. All right, I'm gonna let that set aside to dry a bit and do this last one. Then I'll go in and do the frames and then I'll just make everything dry as much as possible. That's the thing about this. I'm gonna have to make sure everything gets dry enough to glue together, and we'll see how sturdy it is too from being wet and everything. But this distress watercolor cardstock is pretty heavy duty. So hopefully it'll have enough strength to it that I can, you know, assemble my thing and it won't be too flimsy. But if I have to put something behind it, I can. I can just grab some white cardstock and put it behind or something. Yeah, I think I'm wasting time coloring the other parts of this. I think it's just the leaves that are going to show. Okay. Go back to the other ones and add black around the frame. This one is called Dark Sky, and it just has this pretty silvery shimmer in it, which I love. Up a little on that. That's probably not my best work down there at the bottom. All right. So can you guys believe it's September? Is anyone else having a year like me where I cannot believe how quickly everything has gone by. It's just, it needs to slow down. Let's see, it's been a while since I've chatted with you all. My daughter is now a senior in high school, so we have that all going on. And I just, a week or so ago, I celebrated my 1-year anniversary at Pink and Maine, so that was exciting. I also cannot believe it's already been a year. That's just insane. Crazy talk. All right, let me see what I want to do down here to kind of make it less wonky. Yeah, it's fine. I didn't say it out loud, but I'm kind of trying to go on the edges too, so you don't see that white on the edge, if possible, but I'm not really covering it very well. This is pretty. So it's black, but it's not really. It's more like a silver. Isn't that pretty? Can you see the shimmer in that? Really pretty. Okay, there's that. I'm going to do these ones the same color and then dry everything. And we will start assembling. So is anyone watching who does have these water gems? I think they're so fun. Oh, hi, Donna. Yeah, Donna, she goes live for Pink and Main on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. And this week she's actually going to be live tonight as well at 8 p.m. She's going to do 2 this week because she's going to miss next Wednesday. But she's fabulous. She always comes up with the most unusual things that I would never think of doing. Like, I can't even think of what I want to say. Like, she's put glitter on tape to make her own glittery ribbon and just all kinds of fun things. And she uses the water gems a fair amount on her lives, actually. She's not as big of a marker coloring person. Am I right, Donna? Am I lying? So she does paint things with the water gems sometimes. But she's wonderful. She and I together are going to tackle the the new to us, not really new. We should have done it a year ago, but whatever. The other way to do our lives. So we're going to be working on it. Okay. And yeah, she does classes as well. She does, thank you, Donna, you have them on Etsy, right? She'll put together a kit and then do a Zoom call class that you can all join. So that's fun. Another question for you all. Is anyone joining our October virtual event for Pink and Main? We're so excited about that. I think we're going to probably be closing the registrations very soon. So if you haven't signed up yet, I highly recommend you check it out. It's going to be fun. We have some really fun teachers lined up. We have Nicole Spohr, Charlene Madrid, Justin Adkins, Mindy Egan, Megan Andrew. Oh, who have I forgotten? Me and Michelle. How many names did I just say? Oh my goodness. If I forgot anybody, I truly apologize, but to those people, my brain when I'm live. But anyway, it's a great lineup of teachers and I'm super excited about it. And the kit that Michelle has created for it is so cute, you guys. The products are so fun. And she just keeps adding more things to it. She's like, oh, should I add this? Should I add this? I'm like, sure. we're not changing the price of it. So as long as you're okay with it, that sounds exciting. So it has a really fabulous kit that comes with it. So anyway, join that if you can. Let's see. I haven't read. Yes, Holly signed up as soon as she saw the new holiday event. I think Holly might be like the very first one who signed up. Actually, she was so quick on it, which is amazing. Such a sweet friend. Yeah. All right. So let's get this all cleaned up here. Let's see. Yes, Donna says she's very true about the water gems. Donna, not everyone has to be a marker person. You are amazing in so many other ways. And you know that. All right, I'm going to cover these things before I spill them like I did the one other time I used them a while back. Lori Craig. Oh my gosh, Lori Craig. Oopsie, I got so mad at myself. I almost spilled these. But yeah, Lori Craig is my other teacher. Oh my gosh, she's wonderful. And she's going to be doing a marker class, which there's options once you see what the products are. If you're not a marker girl, you don't have to color with markers. But if you do, you're going to get to learn from Lori, who actually works for Olo Marker. So that's going to be really fun. I don't know how I forgot that one. Goodness. I hope you aren't doing vertical lives. Those are hard to watch and chat. No, why would we do vertical lives? It'll be just like this one, horizontal, right? Let's see. I love the holidays. Yay. And Kelly said she did. I think that means she did sign up. Yay. Okay. So we have all my parts done and ready here. All my lids on, so I'm not going to hopefully spill those. I'm going to wipe my desk one more time to make sure there isn't powder that I'm going to reactivate when I don't mean to Donna, do you ever have that happen? You get a little powder somewhere and the next thing you know, you get it wet and you're like, oh my goodness, there's color I didn't mean to have. Let's see how dry these are, if they're dry enough to layer up. I think they're pretty good. So again, here's all our pieces that we're working with. And I haven't made my back panel. I'll layer these panels and then I'll make my back panel so that we can put it all together. Yes, 96 new colors of Olos are coming. I'm so excited because I am a marker girl. I love coloring. Sorry, I had to take a drink. I was just texting with Lori earlier and I said, 96 colors. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, so let me remember how this all works together. So you can see here, we have our 3 little panels. Let me see, is everything on camera-ish? We have these 3 panels that we're going to add to. This really doesn't have anything. This kind of just goes on top, right? Then this one has this piece right here that goes on. And then the little flower buds go on that. And then it has our sunflower. And our sunflower, we're going to be layering 2 of them together like this, more or less. Let's see here. There we go. Let me go ahead and get my glue out and start doing all this. Today, are the markers out today? Oh my goodness. I don't know when the release date is, but I'm excited. And if you wanted more dimension, you could even put foam adhesive in between, but I'm not gonna go that crazy today. And when I'm putting things together, I like to take my block here and put it on top. Hopefully these are dry enough that I'm not being crazy. Putting them together too soon is what I mean. And you do kind of, oops, look at all my glue mess I'm making. I am seeing like the white edges, which I wish I would have done a little bit better of getting rid of those, but that's fine. Let's see, let me get my tweezers out. Where are my tweezers? Have you guys seen our pink tweezers at Pink and Main? They come in a cute little test tube kind of situation. And then they have like the cover on them because they're super pointy sharp. And it comes two to a pack. Look how sharp those are. Super fine point. A straight one and a curved one. They're not reverse. They're just the kind you have to pinch. But they are pink and they're cute. And I think it's like, what is it? It's like $10 for 2 of them. It's like a really good deal. Do I have that price right? I don't know. I can't remember. But I know they're a deal. So see how those flower centers come together? Super cute with all the little layers on them. Smush that down. Oh yes, Roberta, I can't wait for bullet nibs either. That'll be great. All right, let's get this together. I have my wrong glue out. I should be using my fabulous Pink and Main glue, I just realized. Grabbed the wrong thing. Is one of these smaller than the other? Oopsie. All right, this is where this is gonna go. Wait, are those the same size too? I don't know what I'm doing here. It's been a minute since I've made one of these. But it looks like one sunflower is slightly smaller than the other. So I want the smaller one on top because, you know, that makes more sense. This on here. Oh, that's so cute. This one here. Grab my little tweezers again for my little donut piece. And you can use as many or as few of these little circle layers on your sunflower as you want. You don't have to put all these different little versions of the circle. I love it, but you don't have to do it all. You know, you can make it however you want. Let's see here. I think I'll go ahead and put this on. Just building up all these layers. So it makes it real easy because you see, oops, well, you shouldn't drop it, but you can see exactly where to layer it on, right? Because it's there on the base piece. I think I wanted to have that leaf down first. Let's see, is that the big one? Yeah. Oopsie. Okay, that's good. Where is my block? Here it is. I have these great big blocks I like to put on here as well to allow things to dry. I'll go ahead and do this one. Then once I get this all together, we need to talk about what I want to do for my back piece. See if we think the gingham is going to look good or not. Okay, there's another leaf there, so we can do that leaf. Am I off camera when I'm gluing? I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Is that the right leaf? Nope. This leaf goes over here. So the 3 leaves are slightly different size. You just kind of have to look and make sure you're putting the right one in the right place, but it's very easy to tell. Once you're putting it down, you're like, okay, no, that one doesn't go there. Probably one of the more challenging things will be in a second and try to line up my sunflower so I don't have it kind of overlapping weird, but it's not hard. It's just, you have to think for a second. All right. Let's go ahead and put our little, let's see, I'm going to take my pickup tool. I'm going to use this. I'm going to put glue right down on the tops of these. And then use my little pickup thing to put them right on top. That's on top of my sunflower. That's okay. I'll put my sunflower over it. Just want to kind of think through how you want things layered, but it's a little covered nicely. Okay, and we'll do this side. Then I'll really hold this up once it's all kind of together, and you can see if you can see all the sparkle that I can see. I don't know. I don't know if you can or not on the camera. My cat is in here with me and he is now snoring. I don't know if you guys can hear that. He's so cute. Okay. So let's see where we want our sunflowers. That seems good. I don't know if I want it on the, well, I do want it on the petals as well. Sorry, putting glue. I won't keep doing it off camera, but just putting on the glue. I wanted it to be so that my yellow was off to one side. Oh well, my darker yellow. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Okay, let's let that dry for a second and then I'll hold it up. No, you haven't missed it, Laura. I haven't been going live. I don't know. Got kind of stage fright for a while, I guess. Holly says I need to mail this one to her. Maybe I do. All right, let's see where we're at. I mean, look at my paper towel. I'm kind of the weirdo who wants to kind of keep that and put it in my art journal because look how pretty. Hard to get rid of stuff like that. Okay, so look at how pretty this is. I love it. So you can kind of see some of the sparkle, I think. And here's the other one. And these pieces are actually quite heavy with all the layers and the watercoloring and everything on there. All right, and then here's going to be our front. So, okay, so let's talk about how this is going to look. This is how they're going to be layered together. Basically, they'll have some space in between, but you can kind of see how this comes together. And then the little jar goes on front on the top so that it'll be in there like that. So what I need to figure out is what do I want to have as my piece? Oops, here's one I can show you. I was saving this till last and I just picked it up. This is the one that I made with foil. So look at how all the pieces are foiled on there. Isn't that awesome? The way I did this one was I took the toner sheets that we have at Pink and Main and made like full sheets of colored foil. You know, I foiled the whole sheet with a color, so different colors of foil. And then I just die cut out all the pieces from that. But you can see how I put the gingham in the back of this one. And then the back side of our pattern paper is white. And so the sides were white on that one. So isn't that fun? So let's think about if a gingham is going to look good on this one. I'm not sure I can put this on the camera. This is how I'm storing my, no, you can't even tell what that is. This is how I'm storing my pattern papers from Pink and Main. They come in like half sheets, 8.5 by 5.5. And so I put them in this thing with like little, I took the piece that comes on the paper that comes in the paper. Oh my gosh, that made no sense. That comes in the pack, and I glued that right onto like my little dividers. And then I have all the paper in here. I'm just going to pull out the whole thing of gingham. I have like several packs in here because I mass produce cards for stores. But anyway, let's look at these colors and see if we think any of them would look good with this. I have a lot of that color. Do we like that one with it? I don't think I love that one with it. Let's see. Kind of like that one. What do you guys think? Any thoughts? There's a green one. Now the green doesn't look good with my greens because it's more of an olivey green. This one's like a navy blue. Maybe that one. Okay, I'm going to wait for a second. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Do you like any of these ginghams with it, or should I just get a solid color to put as the background? This one I need your input because I don't know what I want to do. The other thing, let's see, navy, burgundy, blue. Okay, 3 different votes so far. I can't do one of the poll things that people do because I'm not in a place where I can do that. This one I think is more of a navy color. Well, was there a different one that was navy? Yeah, I think it's more of a navy, a deep navy. The other idea, let me look at this real quick. I have this distress tones paper. I could put that on the back because it kind of goes with the watercolory look. I don't know about that though. Vellum in front of the gingham. So it's like kind of muted a little, Carol. Is that what you're thinking? Rose like the first gingham. Try an orange. Did I even show this one? I can't remember if I showed. This is the one I used on my other one. Do we like that one with it? It's kind of a pretty. I don't know. Let's see. Holly, this is the orange. Does that just take away from my watercoloring? Oh, that's the gingham. I'm going to just do this one. I like this one. This is my favorite out of the whole pack. I'm going to just use it again. What do you guys think? You guys going to leave because you're outraged that I would pick something like that? I don't know. Let's just do it. So this great big die, it fits just perfectly, you know, lines up right with the edges. Let's see. I'm going to do it. And if we just absolutely hate it, then I can just do another one. This is like a tealy kind of color almost. Yeah, I knew it. I knew that Brienne is outraged and leaving. How dare you? How dare you with the pattern paper? Okay. I'm off camera to the side here, just using my Empress to die cut this. I'm trying to line it up so that it's cutting exactly on those edges because it's the exact size, pretty much, the pattern paper. I should probably put tape, but I'm not going to. I'm going to live on the edge and not tape it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, sorry the color is not super great to even be able to see how this all looks, but oh, Judy said, do whatever makes my heart happy. I like that answer. And I think this color makes my heart happy. So we're going with it. So here's my leftover piece. Use that for another project. And here is what we cut out. Now you can see what this die does is it cuts the score lines. I have to poke that out before I use it next time, but see how it cuts the score lines so that you can fold the flaps, and then it cuts around the edge as well, and it cuts the little holes for the, what am I trying to say? To put the things through. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So a lot of times what I'll do on this, because it makes it a little easier to fold, let's see, I want to fold like this. So I want the fold line to be on the back. I'll just go back over those lines on my score tool just to, you know, reinforce them and make it easier to fold. And the way I do that is I just line it up in one of the alleys on my little score tool thing here. And then I'll just go over it. So the lines are there, and technically, you know, they're ready for you to fold, but I think it just makes it even a little bit easier if you go over them again, because these things are kind of close together and, you know, whatever. It's just, it makes it easier. That's all. That's all. Let's see. Where did I go with that one? Okay. Bye, Judy. Thanks for being here. All right, so I'm folding. I'm going to get out my bone folder and just kind of reinforce those creases. And then this one folds forward as well. And this is the teeny tiny flap that you're going to put that front panel on. Okay, so here's the little box that we're creating, right? Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to rescore it, Holly. Really, it really does. Okay, so remember we have our little things on the edges, and what those do is they just line up in these little holes. You kind of have to, you know, tilt it and get it in there. And I do this before putting the front on. It is really hard to put the front on and then get these in. It's just too hard. I tried it on the other one, and it was really hard. So I just put them in order. You know, I start at the back, put the back one on first, and then keep going. But see, it's pretty easy to just get them through those little holes. There's layer one. Okay. Now we'll take this one, which is the next layer, put it in. Okay. There we go. Look at how cute, coming together. This one came out. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. All right, so there we go. And then for this last one, I like to put my tape on the little flaps to hold it in place. And I have this cool little holder now for my Easy Score tape that I love. Got it from One Stop Apothecary Shop, but I think a lot of the independent craft stores are carrying it these days. I know Hannah, who was here earlier from Doodlebug, she has them in stock at her store. Okay. Easy tear tape is letting me down. It is easy to tear, honestly. I just got a bad angle going on here and it got stuck to my finger, which happens sometimes. Let me fix this little globber that I made of this tape. Okay. And see, I'm already folding it kind of flat to help me get this tape on easier. And that's how I'll get the front on, basically. I do still want to add a message to this as well, but I don't know. Am I really long on this live already? Maybe I'll do that off camera. We'll see. Okay, there we go with the easy tear tape. Yeah, I love this so much. I love it so much, Lee. Or Lee. Lee, where is Lee? Holly. That's so funny that I called you Lee. Okay, taking one side off. I'm going to kind of just line it up along there. I want to line it up so it's flush with the bottom and then it's right on that flap. Okay. Squishing that tape down. I didn't line this up super great, but we're going to pretend that I did. All right, and now this side, I'm just going to kind of slide it over, line it up again. And there we go. How cute is that little shadow box? So it stands up like that, folds down flat to go in your envelope. You can write your message on the back of it. You could even make a little, little card that has a little flap on the back. You could make this size right here, which is 3 by about 5.5. You can make like a little folded card, top folded card that you just put that right onto if you wanted to have it more like a card for somebody. But I think it's super fun and super cute. And so the way I would finish this, here I put a with sympathy foiled little message on there. But I have this one here on my desk that I thought would be cute on this, possibly. Let me see if it's too big. It might be a little big, but it could be cute. This is the fun sentiment banners that says, "Thank you so much." I was thinking it would actually go like that. Is that too big? Hold on. Let me grab these real quick here. Let me think of where I put these. Sorry, guys. I have my back to the camera. I don't know if you can hear me very well, but I'm looking through for my messages real quick. I found one set. Let's see. What is this one? This is love you, sending love, get well soon, miss you. Kind of like the thanks. Where did I put the rest of my thanks ones? Darn it. Hold on a second. Okay. I must have put them somewhere when I was using them for a class, but this one has happy birthday. That could be good. This is the Fun Sentiment Banner Set 3. Is that the same size as the one I just had out? Happy Day could be good too. I want it to be kind of like just the width of it if possible, but I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's do happy birthday. Now the question is, what color do I want to do this? Oh my goodness. I think I have a solid color that kind of matches that gingham. Hold on a second here, guys. I think this is what I used last time on the other one for the backing, but I don't know, that might look really ugly, I guess, next to that blue. But it matches the background. What do you guys think? Would that be bad for the banner going across there? Maybe I'll do yellow to kind of tie it in with the sunflowers. Let's see. That is very bright. Very bright. What I want to do, of course, is paint it so it matches, but I'm not going to take the time to do that because you guys have been kind to be here as long as you have been already. Let me just find a piece of white cardstock. I know I had some here when I was getting ready. Let's see. Let me cut out this banner real quick. Show you how that goes. Pink could be good too. Pink would kind of tie in with those little flowers, wouldn't it, Holly? Well, let me try this yellow that I grabbed and we'll see what we think of it. I'm just going to run this through my die cut machine real quick. This is why I should plan these and actually make them ahead of each live because I get so indecisive at times. But if I'm going to actually keep up with going live every week like I want to, I'm going to have to just play it by ear because, you know, I'm a busy gal. All right, let's poke this out. And this is how these little fun sentiment banners work. I'm going to poke out the little letters, but basically you could paper piece it if you wanted to, but it's real easy to poke out all the little letters and then you just have the color of the solid banner behind it. And you don't have to, you know, fuss with it as much. The key though is that you want it to actually die cut all the way through. And maybe I should have went through it twice on my machine. Let's see if I mess these up. Oh, darn it. I'm going to cut that one again because it's not behaving very well. Where's that yellow paper? Please hold. Come on, machine. Do a good job for me. We're so close to being done. Holly, when is your birthday? Is it in you're December, right? That's why your name's Holly. Guess I'll have to hold on to this birthday card I just made for you. This time it's poking through real easy. I just ran it through twice. Every now and then I need to do that. You know? I like the yellow with it. I think it looks cute. Okay, so let me get this together. Yeah, purple would have been a good choice. Can you believe, Roberta, I didn't use a bit of purple on that whole thing? What was I thinking? Could have made the little flowers purple. Maybe I need to do this again and make the sunflowers more of a purple color so they're more like, I don't know, cone flowers that are not shaped like cone flowers. I don't know. Just for fun. Maybe they could be like, like a Gerber daisy. Do they come in purple? I don't know. All right, letting that glue stick for just a second. My pin in my glue so it doesn't get messed up. Uh-oh. Brienne, don't report me. I don't want to get in trouble. So that is where I'm going to glue that. I'm going to wait to do it because, no, why am I saying that? Let's just get it done. Libby, come on, finish your card. I get to where I'm like worried that I'm keeping you too long and all that, but you're not here against your will. If you wanted to leave, you can, right? So I don't need to worry about that. You are free to go at any time. This is not jail. All right, I'm going to push it down again to try to get that in place. And by the way, putting this banner across like this also gives it a little, a little extra bit of support, holding it all together on that front one, because the jar is a little more, I guess I'd say, fragile than the other pieces. You could even cut the jar out twice and put one behind it so that it has more strength to it if you needed to. You could also put acetate behind the jar, or even vellum, so that it looks like there's something in the, like the jar has some glass in it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But there we go. There's our cute little card that we made today. I love this sunflower pop-up card dies so much. I think it's so, so cute. And here is my version I had made before with it being all foiled. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me go ahead back to my face. Hello. Ooh, it was hard doing lives. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I am, getting back in the swing of going live. So I will be back again next Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully I'll see you. And like I said, I'm going to be working on changing up some things. So be patient with me if I have any technical issues, but we're going to work through it and figure it all out. Let's see. It is just a little after 2, so I took just a little over an hour. Not too bad. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I know I haven't been live in a really long time, so I'm glad you took time out of your day to join me. It's a lot of fun, and I love creating, and I love being here. So thank you all, and I will hopefully see you again next Monday. And until then, I'll see you out on the interwebs. I'm Create with Libby on Instagram, and I'm also in the Creations Gallery. If you're a Pink and Main fan and you're not in the Pink and Main Creations Gallery on Facebook, I recommend that. That's where we love for customers to share what they're making with Pink and Main products. And tune in tonight at 8 p.m. Demo Donna is going to be here creating with the Crafty Courtyard kit from this month. So see you all soon. All right, take care. Bye.